So excited. I'm
There
here to
we
push.
go. Good morning, kids. Welcome to today's episode of the Kung Family Show. Today we have a very special guest. We have Diana Vanessa Nino. She's coming to us live from Costa Rica. I want to go to Costa Rica sometime. I'll tell you, that's one of the things that's on my bucket list, Diana. I want to come down there
You're gonna love it.
and
You're
visit.
definitely gonna love it, JJ. To me, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel humble for that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm in Costa Rica. And I'm thank God for internet. Thank God for this technology. Thank God for this amazing product and opportunity that has been an amazing blessing, and that's the reason why we've been able to get in touch. We've been able to get to try to build a good relationship online and support each other with this amazing opportunity product.
Yeah, I love it. You said it. You said everything that needs to be said right there because this is a blessing to be able to have this platform and be able to reach out to people around the world. I've had people from all over the world on the show. It's been a real blessing to me. As the people that have seen this show, we are recording this. It is going to get up on YouTube, onto the Kong Family Show YouTube channel, and be available to be shared. And we're here to share stories. We want to share stories because stories change lives, and so that's why we want to make sure to get people on here as often as possible and share their stories with us. So Diana, let's get right to it. I
Let's do
always
it.
have the same question for everybody that comes on the show because I
Sure.
think this is a compelling aspect of this company, and it's always interesting to hear everybody's stories and what happened, how did this go, and that kind of thing. And so my question is always, how, when, and why did you, and it's actually 4 questions all in one. How, when,
Yeah,
why did you get involved with Kangen water? And were you a skeptic like I was?
definitely. Well, let's start from the beginning. Yes, I'm from Costa Rica. I'm 33 years old. When I first got to know about the company, I was very skeptical because I was like, I'm from Costa Rica. We have been told that Costa Rica has the best water in the whole America with Chile, right? So to us, we don't buy bottled water. We always drink water from the tap. So starting from there, I was very skeptical because I was like, man, there's no way that is real. There's no way what they're saying with the water, man. All water is the same. That was my mentality, right? I was very skeptical. It took me a while, don't get me wrong, to get my machine, because when I first got to know about the technology, I was very broke, and I was working a 9-to-5 job in a call center. And because I'm from Costa Rica, the wages and all of that is very different to the States. So here, I'm bilingual, I'm educated, I went to the university. Unfortunately, I never pursue like what I study, but I was, try to get like the easiest thing, which is working for a call center. But I was always like, looking for opportunities. I strongly believe in entrepreneurship, in becoming your own boss and stuff like that. But when I saw about the company, first of all, I thought it was not for me. I thought it was not for me because I couldn't afford it. I was making $600 a month. So how I was going to be able to afford for a machine, right? So it took me some time. And especially that the person that I was dealing with in that moment, he didn't knew about, how to send the machine to Costa Rica, how I was going to be able to purchase it and all those type of things. So I was like, no, it's not for me. So I forgot about it and I kept doing my thing. And then it took me more than a year. Like I saw the water. I never really got into it because I was never able to taste the water because I was here in Costa Rica. I didn't know anybody with a machine here. So I let it go in that moment. Then 2 years later, this is what happened. 2 years later, I was, of course, I was dealing with overweight. I had a lot of issues with my skin because I was suffering from psoriasis, acne, eczema. I was spending a lot of money with dermatologists, and I was buying lotions, potions, pills, like all this stuff. I was spending a lot of money with those things. Um, and I was like, man, maybe, I don't know. I was like, maybe it could be the water because I was taking care of what I was eating. But then, of course, back again, I start seeing more videos. I start getting more educated. And then I see that, yeah, you can remove pesticides, herbicides from fruits and vegetables. I'm like, well, maybe I'm doing the same thing here in Costa Rica. Maybe everything here is more organic, right? So I'm like, I don't worry about that. I was focused on another business. I was in this big company with Forex, and that was maybe like 2 years later, because we got our machine 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. But I didn't start the business. What happened was, I go to Vegas 3 years ago, back in 2017. I was able to work with some people that they were owners of this machine in Vegas. So I was able to drink the water right there. I was like, oh man, I can't believe you guys have this machine here. I'm so excited. Let's see if this is real, right? So I started using the beauty water because I was like, man, I need this for my skin. I have acne, I have psoriasis, all of this. And I might believe it. Let's see, right? So I started using it. Of course, I started drinking the water. As soon as I got my first glass, I was like, man, I'm feeling different. Maybe it could be, this could be real. But I was still very skeptical. In that moment, in the same place where I was able to get to meet all these entrepreneurs that they were actually in the company too. They were showing me the checks, and they were showing me, you know, certain results and stuff like that. But I was like, man, I really want to get this machine. I drank the water there in Vegas with my fiance because he was right there. And he supported me all the time. He always believed in the water too, because he is diabetic. He has diabetes type 1. Then later on, he might share the story another time. But when we saw it, we were thinking we were spending a lot of money in water, first of all, in the States. Again, I was in the States. We were spending less, I mean, let's say like $10 a day, kind of, because we were trying to work out. I was trying to get back in shape again because I was overweight. I had 45 pounds more than what I have right now. And I was like, okay, we're spending like $10 a day in water because we're trying to well, get in shape. We understand that hydration is important. And then we did the math. We were like, well, we definitely are spending a lot of money. We pretty much are paying off the machine with this. Like, let's try to make the investment. And that's how we did it. Like, we got it under his name because he is American. So we were able to get the machine financed in that moment, couple of months later. When we did, it was complete life-changing. We started like really experiencing something different. I didn't start the business right away, honestly, because I was like, no, I need to get educated. I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, especially because of the language, because a lot of things I didn't know how to explain that in my own words and stuff like that. So I was like, no, I'm just going to be a customer. Let me just be a customer. Let me enjoy this water. And I started, of course, working out. I started experiencing really what it was, hydration. And of course, once I started getting more educated, but I was like, man, you don't really have to be educated on this to do nothing. Like, you start drinking it, the water, you start experiencing it, and you start sharing it too with other people. And that's how it was. We got very blessed because we were able to sell a machine to one of our friends in Canada. And of course, he started the business right away with no experience, no nothing. And he sold out a lot of machines to his family. So that was incredible. We started receiving checks by that. And it was just like amazing. I was like, well, eventually I really need to get into this business and get educated, because I strongly believe that I could be doing this, right? But I was skeptical. I was doubting, not for the product, but more for myself, because I was like, maybe this is not for me, right? Because I was busy in other businesses, right? Thank God for this. And something that really got me more with the mission as of right now, because I just took the business serious a couple of months ago, and it has been a real blessing. Since last year, I started taking the business more serious and to get more educated, and trying to use my platforms to spread the word and to educate people on a point where people get more understanding of the importance of this, right? Like that we have a real solution for pretty much every single problem. It's crazy, because I even do it with my family. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is what is happening. And for example, my dad started having some issues with his prostate a little bit more than a year ago. I was in Atlanta, Georgia with my fiance in that moment. And of course we have our machine in Atlanta. And I was always telling my parents, I was like, he was always complaining. My dad was always complaining that every time he didn't like the water. He didn't like the taste of the water here in Costa Rica. And the more he started listening to me, he was like, well, maybe Diana is right. Maybe there's something in the water. Maybe there's something going on. Long story short, this is what happened. I had to come back to Costa Rica because I'm not a US citizen, right? So I'm always back and forth, traveling back and forth for the past 3 years. But I started telling my family, I was like, my dad started complaining that he had issues. All of a sudden, he started developing issues with his prostate, right? He could have been in risk of developing even cancer. And that's where I got very, very worried. And I was telling my parents, like, you guys need this machine in Costa Rica. I'm pretty sure has to be something in the water here. And that's the reason. Because let's say something, even here, when I take showers, thank God it doesn't happen anymore because I have my Kangen machine. But back in the day, I used to just shower and I start feeling my skin kind of itchy. And I was like, and I was seeing the part of the shower. I'm sorry, but I don't remember the name of that, right? The shower head. And I see rusty. And I start showing that to my dad. I'm like, Dad, there's something going on. This is not normal. And getting back to the story of my dad, he was having issues drinking water, tap water. He always says and complains that he was feeling bloated, and that's the reason why he didn't like to drink the water. So I was always telling him, I was like, Dad, you need to drink more water. Even if it's from tap, you need to drink more water. Back now, they were very skeptical, and honestly, they never support me in any other business. I always offer them different products. I used to work with another company with health and wealth. Health and wellness. And they never support me with those companies and cheap products. I'm telling you, $25 products or stuff like that. They were always skeptical. But with this machine, I started showing them tests. I started showing them videos. And they were like, well, we're going to do the investment. We're going to make it happen. My fiance helped us to get the machine financed through this amazing option that we have as well. And that's how it was. Like now, they've been with the machine here for almost 3 months. So they're very new to understanding this technology. Um, and my dad, as soon as we got here, he started feeling completely different. He started drinking more water. My mom too. She suffered from a fatty liver, and she has to lose weight. She's been able to start drinking more, feel more active. They feel the energy. They feel different. But something that really caught my attention with my dad is that he is no longer in risk. Pretty much his system is being able to heal little by little. And now he drinks sometimes 2 liters of water, sometimes 3, depending on the day. And he was just drinking maybe 2 glasses sometimes of water normally back in the day. Same with my mom. And now I'm like in the real mission, of course, that people needs this. Like, there's no joke. Like, we have a solution that changes people's lives. Like we have a real blessing, especially for times like this. We are like the light in the darkness. That's something that I've been able to understand in times like this. And if it wasn't because of the situation that happened to my parents, well, especially my dad last year, he would have probably made the investment, right? And thank God they made it happen, and they're about to pay off the machine very soon. And I'm so excited because it's like, once I start seeing my family believing in it, having more results in it, it got me way more commitment to actually share this with people. And I'm just excited for the moment that we are living, right? Because seeing my family get much better, seeing my fiance, of course, being so happy with this, like, we no longer have to be worried about spending money on bottled water, especially now getting more educated and seeing how bad it is for our health, that we are actually in the risk of developing cancer if we are drinking the wrong water. And now it's just simply like, I'm so grateful, first of all, with God for this amazing opportunity, for this amazing product, because you can heal anything with this. Like, not that the water heals, but the body start healing itself by the quality of the molecular hydrogen, the amazing properties that the water has. And then once you start getting educated, and then you start understanding, like, man, is the water what makes the huge difference in your behavior, because our brain is 75% water. And I've been able to see even more doctors that are able to use this water to heal more people with autism, with brain problems, and so on and so forth. Is when you start seeing, like, man, how amazing this is. Like, I cannot be selfish and just give this to myself. And that's the reason why it's like, I love it. I'm in love with the product. I'm so in love with the mission and purpose of it. And it's just an amazing blessing. And yeah.
Yeah, I love that story. I think it's, and I've got some other questions I want to ask you. Really quick, though, I want to throw in the caveat that we always must make sure we throw in. I want to reiterate this. You kind of already mentioned it, but you know, the simple fact of the matter is that Kangen water, it doesn't cure or heal anything, nothing at all. And you know, what does the healing, what does the curing is your body. The thing is, people should understand that their body is designed to heal itself. It's designed to fix itself. It's designed to be its own mechanic. And the simple fact of the matter is that 75% of the tools that the body has in its toolbox is the kind of water that you're drinking. And Kangen water is a different kind of water. It's 6 to 8 times more hydrating than any other kind of water out there in the world. And, you know, and so we have to make sure to emphasize that when we're talking about how things have improved with dad's prostate, mom's fatty liver, your eczema and psoriasis and such, it's not the water that did it, kids. It's the body. The body is amazing what
Exactly.
it's capable of doing when it gets what it needs. And I always say that the water is simply the most important tool in the toolbox, so that the body, the machine, the human machine can do its work and fix itself, be its own mechanic. And
Yeah,
so, with that said, the we have to make sure that we throw that in there and be very emphatic about it, just because that's just
exactly.
what we have to do. We're not allowed to really speak the truth in this world right now. But there's always ways to outwit the devil, so that's what we're in the process of doing. But it's
Exactly.
pretty interesting, because everything you're saying there is pretty much commonplace with this company. When anybody that gets one of these machines and actually uses the water, they use the water, they drink the water, they always fall in love with it. And it's something that I know I was a huge skeptic. I felt the same way you did, that water's water. This is stupid. Turns out it was me who was stupid. and, uh, and so
Exactly.
I try to limit the stupid for myself when I can. And this has turned out to be an incredible blessing for my life, just like yours as well. One thing I am really curious about, because as you know, the biggest thing that we hear out there is, oh, it's too expensive. No, I can't afford it. And then here we see people in the Philippine Islands that make $200 a month, and they've got Kong machines. And you got people up here in the States who make 10 times that amount of money every month, and it's too expensive for them. Um,
Yeah.
how does somebody down there in Costa Rica, because like right here in the United States, an SD 501 is $3,980. That translates in Costa Rica to like 40 or 50,000 pesos or something like that, doesn't it? How does the conversion work, and
Well,
how does it
actually,
work for
actually,
you guys down there being able to get these machines?
yeah, it is. It is a very interesting market in Costa Rica. Honestly, it takes, of course, education. No matter where you are, it takes education. Um, Here in Costa Rica, when you try to see the numbers, right? For example, I was in a position back in the day where I was making $600. I was like, man, in order for me to afford that, I'm not even making that in a year, or if I'm making it, it's going to be very, very hard. But what I've been able to understand, like here, that the machine, the SD 501 Platinum, yes, it's $4,000. That is 2 million colones. Oh, like pretty much. So of course, is way more for us. Um, but it's all a matter of education. Because for example, for my parents, right? They even told me, first of all, we got it finance, right? But the way that they've been seeing is like, no, we're about to pay it off soon. We have the money; it's completely worth it. We're happy with the product. I've been able to meet up with some friends here, and they're about to do the investment with the machine as well. It takes understanding, because people, something that I've been able to understand, especially with myself, when you start seeing the price and you start seeing, oh, it's way too expensive, I cannot afford that. In other words, you're saying that your health is not important. You are saying, in other words, that you are not worth it, that this is not for you, right? Like you have an scarcity mindset, and right away you have a negativity. You are not seeing it as an investment, as an opportunity that could change your life, because you have a tool that is going to be able to not only change your life, protect your family, and avoid future diseases. You are thinking that is going to make you, you're going to spend that type of money, and you're not seeing that opportunity. You're seeing it's an expense instead of an investment. So something that I've been able to educate people, right, is that when you do the math, especially in the States or even here, if you get sick and you don't have a social security or a health insurance or whatever, you're gonna have to spend thousands of dollars into something if you get sick and you need to go to the hospital, right? So when we did the math, we were like, okay, we're spending $10 every single day, right? The machine cost, let's say the most expensive one, which is the K8, is gonna cost, like, if we make an expense of $7.50, right? How many times a normal person goes and buy coffee into Starbucks or go to eat fast food every single day, and they're willing to spend $12, $20 or more every single day? So it's just a matter of understanding, like, especially if you buy a bottle of water, you're gonna spend that even more in something that is going to poison your body, right? Because once we understand and we start seeing documentaries like TAP, for example, because that one blew my mind, is understanding that these companies are poisoning the rivers and that they are creating bottle plastic, right? Plastic bottles. They are not creating water, right? They come take the water from the rivers, add a lot of chemicals in it that are even carcinogenic, fluoride, chlorine, different type of sodium bicarbonate or whatever to make it healthy, to make it alkaline, right? And then you start spending all that money into that. It's just insane. We were like, no, this investment just makes sense. We're gonna be helping the environment, because I'm very into nature and to protect our world and to actually leave a legacy out there, because I want my future children, grandchildren, etc., to be able to enjoy all this beauty that God has created. Like, how come we as human beings are so irresponsible that keep seeing what we're doing and we don't stop that? It's like, that's why, like, I'm so passionate about that. And sometimes on my Facebook, I share all the dangers of that. But it's like, it's just a matter of education. At the end of the day, just a matter of education. And something that I have been able to see, especially with this machine, and especially now that pretty much everybody is going to be at work or trying to find an opportunity online if they don't have a job online, right? Is that we have the blessing with this industry, with this business, to share this worldwide. I'm sorry for the dogs. But I was
dog wants to be part of the show.
They want to be part of the show. I mean, we are live. Let me try to have noise canceling a little bit. Maybe a little better. Maybe a little better, I don't know. But what I'm saying is how amazing it is, this opportunity that we have, that we can share with so many people, that is going to help them save money, protect the environment, and protect themselves from any type of disease. Because it really is any, like, sometimes I laugh about it with my fiance or even my family, and I'm like, oh, I have a lot of headache. I'm like, drink some water, you're dehydrated. Oh, I need more antioxidants. Like the other day with my mom, she was like, oh, I bought all these berries and cranberries and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Mom, all you need is just one glass of Kangen water. That's it. Like, you're literally replacing that instead of having to eat half a pound of blackberries, blueberries, right? With the amount of antioxidants, right? So, I don't know. It is a real challenge. It is a real challenge, but at the same time, as you were mentioning, people in Philippines that make way less amount of money, and they still make the investment comparing to somebody that has that has it all, that even make 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 a month, and they see this product expensive. All that I can say is they need education, right? It's a matter of education. And at the same time, seeing the product as an investment, as something that is going to be able to make them money, right? Is not an expense, it's an investment. And in my case, I've been able to value my health so much, and also my fiance. He values his health a lot because, as I said, he has a diabetes type 1. And now in a time like this, like, we are always making jokes about it, but we are always like, we are so grateful to have this machine in our homes. We don't have to worry about having the fear, especially in a moment like this, to don't have the opportunity to get water, like a lot of people out there that are fighting with toilet paper, eventually bottled waters or whatever. And we have this amazing blessing that is not just for drinking water, is for makeup remover, disinfectants, cleaners, like unlimited amount of that in our homes. And you're saving so much money. Like, the numbers are no joke. Like, just one-time investment can save us thousands of dollars in the long run, especially seeing that the oldest machine is already 45 years and it still works. It's something like, man, your kids, grandkids are going to enjoy those machines, right? Or it is amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the way that I see it.
Yeah, that is a big part of our struggle with this, is to help people understand that it's an investment, not an expense. And the positive mindset, the abundance mindset says it's an investment. The scarcity mindset says that it's an expense. And so, we have to try and convert people over to that abundance mindset and realize that I always tell people that, hey, you're already paying for this product. You are. If you actually do the math, like you said, if you actually look at the things that you're spending money on a daily basis, that once you have this machine, you will no longer need to spend that money on those things, then you start to convert over to the side that it is an investment, and it can pay you back. And we had one guest on, a guy named Sean Rice, who's a professional ice skater, him and his wife, and they were spending like $3,000 a month on bottled water.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. How
I
in
know,
the world?
isn't that crazy? I mean, being professional athletes, they figured we need to spend the money on the most expensive water there is, and we've got the money, so what the heck, let's, our bodies are worth it. Our bodies are our life, and we have to keep them healthy. We have to keep them strong. So we're going to buy all of these super expensive waters, and that's what they did. And so, if you can get people to look at it from that standpoint, I always say, Kong doesn't cost, she pays. And,
Exactly.
most people, when they look at King Kong, they look at Kong, they think of that Kong's a boy. Well, my wife, she says, Kong's a girl. And I said, why do you say Kong's a girl? And she says, well, just listen to that voice in the machine. That's a girl's voice. That's not a boy's voice. I say, okay, fair enough. Kong's a girl. I like it. I like Kong being a girl. But she doesn't cost. She pays, and pays in more ways than people can even imagine. And it is so awesome how many people get involved with this, and in the beginning they're really skeptical, but they decide for one reason or another to go ahead and give it a shot. Usually it's because of some sort of a tragedy in their life. They've got some serious health problem, whatever, and the last ditch resort, they go to this, and then they always turn around and just say to themselves, I sure wish I would have had this sooner.
Exactly. That's my case too.
Yeah, I wish I would have had it 10 years earlier. I wish I wish I would have known about it while my mother was still alive. She died 30 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, this July 16th, and I
Oh,
still
wow.
miss her, and she's my driving force as to why I do this. But I really and truly believe with all my heart that if I would have known about this, it was available. I just didn't know about it, and
Yeah.
I believe she'd still be here with me today if I'd have been able to get this water into her body. But that's neither here nor there now. But it's still it's a driving force for me as to
Of
why I
course.
want to get out there and talk to people about this water. And that brings me to the next question that will kind
Yeah.
of shift gears a little bit. Um, I don't know whether you do your business mostly online or whether you do your business, whether you're talking to people. I'm imagining that if you're like anything like me, you've got business cards, you're handing them out everywhere you go. You're talking to people everywhere you go because once you get into
The
this thing, baby, you can't shut your mouth. You can't. People say, "Oh, I hear it." I'm like, "Hey, tough titty, you're going to be hearing it because I can't shut up about it. It ain't
yeah.
the only way you're going to be able to stop hearing it is if you just stay away from me. Now, unfriend me, block me, or just stay away from me in life, and then you won't have to hear about it. But
Exactly.
when I love asking this question because it always gives people so many great ideas. It's given me many great ideas over the last year and a half that I've been doing this, and so my question is this: you're out there, you're maybe in the grocery store line, or you're over at the beauty salon or the gym or wherever the heck you might be, and an opportunity arises where you've got 30 seconds, maybe you got a minute, and you've got like that much time to say something to intrigue somebody, to maybe get their email or get their phone number or get them somehow intrigued to actually
Hmm.
start the process of looking at this. What do you say? What's your go-to move? What's your takedown move that you go after? Huh?
Well, I work a lot online. I work a lot online. I mean, I'm very passionate with fitness and working out and stuff like that. So I'm able to see people like in person most of the time on the gym, and I tell them, well, when I see them drinking a bottle of water, I go ahead and ask them. Sometimes I try to, break the ice and I go after them and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? Like, can I ask you a question? I see you drinking that bottle of water. Why are you drinking that? Do you think that is really hydrating you? Like we start like talking a little bit and I start telling them like, well, I'm a content creator, but as well I'm a water educator, hydration professional, and we are with a company that provides medical grade water, and is professional athletes and celebrities drink it. I would love to share this with you. If you allow me, I can show you uh, a video that explains about the amazing properties of this product. And pretty much that's how I go. If I speak with somebody in person, most of the time, um, I just I just tell them those type of things, and we try to reach each other out online, and we start having more contact online. Uh, to me, online is much better. Is easier. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to talk to people in person because especially it's easier. I can give them to taste the water, uh, to even tell more about the experience. But I try to make people also conscious about the situation with the water pollution and stuff like that, and also the plastic waste, or even the microplastics that are going into the bottled water and stuff like that. And but I'm very visual, so to me, online is better because I try to create a attraction marketing, for example, with the stories or with my posts and stuff like that. So I've been able to get my buyers with 100% online. uh, People that don't know me, most of the time they haven't even tasted water, but they have, they see what I'm about, and they see uh, all the scientific experiments that I share. because I was very skeptical myself. And with a business like this, I'm not expecting to sell a person right away, right? I strongly believe that the person has to be educated, that there's not going to be magic words that I'm going to be telling the person. It has to be, of course, in the point of view that I have, a person that is open, right? I'm not going to be forcing somebody that rejects me right away, or it depends. At the end of the day, it all depends. But with my experience, is more about the online engagement, right? I don't go to people inboxes and I go and offer them water right away. I take some time. I try to build a rapport, to try to know people. Of course, is way slower. Of course, is way slower in that aspect. But with the situation that we are facing now, I've been changing my approach because I strongly see that people need this, right? And it's something that I'm working on. Don't get me wrong, it's something that I'm definitely working on, and especially that we have all the tools to do this online, and I've been able to get some sort of success with that, and that's what I'm doing. Like, it really works. People are more open to see what we have, especially in a situation like this. That there's no joke. Like, I don't have to educate people to tell them that the water that we're drinking is poisonous, right? They start feeling it in their own bodies. But with this amazing opportunity that we have, yeah, I'm the strong believer to exchange information right away. I was very used to ask for phone numbers or even Facebook and stuff like that. So pretty much that's what I do. Like, I do it very natural. And yeah, that's what I do.
So, that's pretty fascinating little kind of case study about this company, and maybe you might elaborate a little bit more on that, and maybe not necessarily elaborate as much as like encourage, because there's a lot of people out there who they're like, well, I don't have the ability to get out and talk to a lot of people. I don't, you know how people are. They like to make excuses as to why they can't do
Yes.
things instead of excuses as to why they can do things. And, our goal, obviously, as abundance mindset people, is to help them understand that they can do it. If they really do want to do it, they can do it. Anybody can do it. And there's so many different ways that people can get this machine if they really want it. And, but so you're down in Costa Rica most of the time.
Yes.
You go back and forth between Costa Rica and the United States. But you were saying at the beginning, weren't you, that you have a team going on up in Canada? You have, and I would assume that you've created that team through your online marketing.
Yes.
And I would imagine that you would also say that if you can do this online, then anybody could do it online. But so
Definitely.
you've created a international business through online marketing up in Canada, and then where else have you been able to spread out your wings around the world?
My team is most likely Canada and the United States. Canada and the United States is where my team is, and of course we have my parents' machine here in Costa Rica. I've been sewing and sewing and sewing ever since I'm here, right? And I have a lot of people, of course, saving the money. Here in Costa Rica, we don't have financing, but there's always a way. I have, people saving their money and getting ready for that. But most likely in the States, we take advantage, and in Canada, to the financing option that we have. That is, of course, an extraordinary blessing, because only by paying a small portion to the machine, then they just pay monthly. It is extraordinary. But yeah, like, my team is right there. Well, in part in Texas, also in Georgia, where my fiance is, and part in Canada too. Is most of the people right now are just consumers, right? They are customers, and they love the machine. Like even here, we're always providing bottle. I mean, we're providing jugs of water so people can actually start experiencing it, right? And yeah, definitely is something that we do, that it is extraordinary and is super important to keep spreading this mission that we have. And now, like, what I'm most likely doing, I'm going to start doing, is surveys, and especially with the situation right now, also that here in the country we are having an issue getting hand sanitizer and stuff like that. I'm going to start giving that away too, and of course the amazing water that we have too.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I love that. That's it's a perfect example, kids, that anybody can do this. Anybody can thrive at this business. And like I tell people all the time, we have a product that everybody in the world needs, that hardly anybody in the world has yet, that has zero competition. There are several companies out there, there's about 10 of them or so, that say they've got the same thing we've got, and they say they're half the price and all this kind of stuff. But if somebody does their due diligence and does an apples to apples comparison, they will find out that there is absolutely nothing like this product in the world. And having something that everybody needs, nobody has, that doesn't have any competition, that's a pretty special place to be, I'll tell you what. And being able to have this platform of the World Wide Web to be able to do business. We are currently doing business in 172 countries around the world, and we've been around for 45 years, and we're going to be around for another 45 years and beyond. And so it's pretty exciting having this incredible product and opportunity. And that brings me to the next part of our show, and this is another one of my goals with this show. Is people that know me, they understand that I want people who resonate with each other to work together. I've proved it over and over again for the last 3 years that I don't care where people get their machine from. I'm more concerned that they get one. And I've had people that I've worked with, I've even had people that I let them use my loaner machine for 21 days for the 21-day water trial, and then they ended up buying their machine from somebody else. And
Wow.
I just congratulated them and said, if you need any help with anything, let me know. And whenever they have any questions about anything, they always call me. And I tell them, hey, of course that bums me out a little bit that you didn't get your machine from me, but the fact of the matter is you got a machine, and I'm happy for you, and I'm here to help you. And so my thing is I want people who resonate with each other to get together and work together. If for some reason somebody that I've been working with, they don't want to work with me for whatever reason, they don't and they see you and they're like, hey, I want to work with that gal, that, hey, I want them to work with you, and I'm here to help you both. And so that brings me to the next part here is I like to give the guests, every guest that comes on, I like to give them the opportunity to give out whatever kind of contact information they would like to give, whether they want to give out phone numbers, website addresses, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. It's up to you. You give away whatever information you want to give about yourself. Because if somebody is watching this down the line and they see you and they want to work with you, and by golly, there's only one way they can work with you, and that's if they can get a hold of you. So I leave it up to your discretion. You give away whatever information you want. You can give away all your information or none of your information. That's completely up to you. But I like to give everybody the opportunity, because you just never know. As this thing continues to get spread throughout the web and people share this episode, and you share it, I share it, it gets out there. You never know who's going to resonate with your story and want to work with you. So you want to give away whatever information you would like at this point?
Sure. You guys can contact me on Facebook. On Facebook, you can find me as Diana Vanessa Niño. Also on my Instagram, I have two Instagrams, which is Make Water Great Again. We also have Diana Nino _V. That is in Instagram. Also, I just started with TikTok, which is Diana Nino V. And I also, well, I have my website, which is www.makewatergreatagain.info.
Awesome.
That's how
I
you
love
guys
that.
can contact me. We decided to do that because it's very catchy, and we're literally making water great again. Like, people think that it's just about having a filter and drinking clean water and stuff like that, but no, like, this is a complete other level of water. And something that I forgot to mention, and I don't know how I forgot that, our machine got paid off with commissions, pretty much from that sale that we made in Canada. And that gave us all the confidence, because I was, working with something else. And when that happened, I was like, well, this business is doing that, and I'm not even focusing on that. Imagine if I can actually focus. And yeah, right now we are 4A with the company, working towards more, of course. We're just getting started. But super excited, super blessed to, keep spreading the word with this mission. And I appreciate you so much for this opportunity, to keep building our good friendship and supporting each other also with this amazing business and industry. And I'm looking forward for more. Like, this is only the beginning, and I'm so humbled to keep learning and keep growing and keep changing lives, because that's really what we're doing.
So something you just said there prompted another question, and
Sure.
maybe something that you might maybe encourage other people, because I know you and your fiance, you're working this together, correct?
I'm the one doing most of the business part,
Mm-hmm.
because he works. He's a forex trader. He's more into finance and stuff like that. It's something different.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always talking about this. He's always talking about this with his friends. We have a lot of, as I said, a lot of people saving money. Even my mom-in-law is about to get her machine very soon, this next month. And also my sisters-in-law, my sisters are also about to get their machines, and we're very, very excited about that.
Awesome. Yeah, because I always try to tell people that husband and wife teams that work together at this, they can really flourish if they're both
I
doing what
agree.
they can to share the water with people. And quite frankly, we have a product that sells itself if you just can educate people about it.
Yes.
But so I think you have an incredible story. I think it's just a tremendous blessing that you were willing to take some time and come on the show with us today and share your story, because I have a feeling that your story is going to change some people's lives around the world. And we're going to do our best that we can to get it out there, make it available to you and everybody else, so that perhaps when you get somebody that's curious or whatever, instead of having to tell them your story, you can just send them the copy of this video and say, check this out when you get a little time, instead of watching Netflix. Maybe check in on this video and see what I have to say. But
Exactly.
that brings us, we're pretty much here to the end of the show. We've been going for 55 minutes, and I would like to ask you, just in closing, if you have any last thing, last golden nugget, last inspiration or whatever that you would like to drop on the audience before we head out of here.
Sure. In this business, it can be very, like, it depends, right, of the person. It can become kind of frustrated if you don't have the right mindset, right? Because a lot of people see people making a lot of money right away, but they're not understanding that they're coming from a different part of life. Sometimes there's people that have been on 20 years on network marketing, and they have all these amazing contacts, or they come from being a nurse or a doctor or a scientist, or it takes work. This is not something easy. It takes work. This is network marketing. It's more like direct sales, of course, is not network marketing. It is completely different. But we have to build relationships. We have to talk to people. We have to show them that we actually care. We cannot expect just by making one post on Facebook that you're gonna make sales. It doesn't happen that way. Sometimes some people are very blessed that they have the luck to have those contacts that are willing to make the purchase right away. But it doesn't happen for everybody, and sometimes people are gonna get discouraged. But what I'm telling you is mindset. Developing the mindset is the key for the success of anything. And also having your own result as well, drinking the water, having that experience. A lot of people wants to jump into the business without even drinking the water, and that is fine when they have the energy and they have the contacts and all of that. But in my case, I don't do it just because of the money. I do it because this business gives me peace of mind and gives me purpose, because we are actually able to change people's lives with this water. A lot of people think, and I've been told a lot of things. I've been having a lot of rejection, of course, but at the end of the day, is not them. They don't know what they don't know, and they don't know what is in my heart. But I know God put me in this world to change lives and to share my story and to share this amazing product. And I trust in him, and he brings the right people to me. I'm a stronger believer of that. And also, this amazing product that we have in our hands changes lives. I'm more about that. Of course, I'm absolutely grateful now, because the amount of money that we make with one sale, I'm pretty much making what I would have made working 2 months back in the day in call center, just with one sale. And the potential that this business has is huge, right? And in our case, that we got our machine paid off and all of that pretty much by not making much effort, right? It shows how incredible this business is. If you really put the work, if you really work with intention, and if you really put the action, of course you're going to have the results, because it's a numbers game, right? And this business is incredible. The product is a real product, right? It's not that you're selling dreams. Like, we are selling something that can change lives, that can prevent diseases, that also gives you the opportunity to become wealthy with a real business, a real opportunity that is stable, that is not going anywhere. Because that was my biggest fear with other companies. And that's the reason why I made a lot of mistakes. I wasted a lot of time, and I didn't start the business right away. And I regret that I didn't start the business right away when I was introduced to this. But it was not my time. Now it is my time, because I'm taking this serious. I took the time to get educated, of course, and it is completely different. And that's the reason why I'm being so blessed with this industry, with the business as it is, and of course with the human beings that I'm able to impact. Of course, with my message and with this product. But that's the way that I see it. It's personal development, having the right mindset of really care about other people, not just about filling your pockets. But at the end of the day, if that is your intention, this business is going to bless you as well. Like, that is the beauty about this industry that I'm so in love with and so passionate for this.
Yeah. Well said. I really appreciate that. And, one thing I need to throw back in there real quick is that, because we are in a really different position than most any other company in the world, as far as what we can say, what we can't say. And one of the things we can't say is that this product prevents anything, because it doesn't. It doesn't prevent anything. It doesn't cure anything. It doesn't heal anything. It simply provides the #1 tool that people need so their body can do its job. And so,
Exactly.
you know, the Kangen water company, the Kangen water machine, the Kangen water that comes out of it, it doesn't prevent anything. And we have to always make sure that we reiterate that over and over and over again. Anytime we manage to make a slip of the tongue where we say such a word like that, we need to stop ourselves and reiterate that no, it doesn't. What does it is the body. This thing right here is by far and away the most amazing machine that has ever been developed, and it's not us who developed it. It's the good Lord above who developed this thing, and it's Mr. Oshiro that gave us this amazing technology and this amazing company to literally give us God's water, because this is God's water. This is nature's water. This is the kind of water that our great-great-grandparents used to drink before we started bottling it up and putting it in reservoirs and that kind of thing. And so it's really important that we always make sure to get that out there on this show, because we want to continue to be able to do this show and continue to share stories. And, you know, we are the Kong family, kids. We're here to change the world, and we're doing it one glass of hydrogen-rich, oxygen-saturated, incredibly hydrating, amazing virus-killing, amazing immune system building water at a time, one amazing guest, one informative show, one awesome family at a time. So we're here to change the world, kids. Get out there, change the world, start with your own. And of course, as usual, do not forget, kids, these are important. You got to give yourself a hug. And don't forget your hootie hoo! Love you, Roddar. Thanks for being here. Roddar's up there in Canada, and he's one of our teammates, and we just love having him here. And anyway, Deanna, I'd like to ask you if you have time to hang around with me for a couple minutes after we close this out. I'm going to stop recording and end the live video.
Do it.
Something I'd like to share with you that don't really want to share it out to the world. So anyway, you guys get out there, change the world, starting with your own. We love you. Thanks for being here. Good seeing you, Tara, Paul, and Michelle over on the live side. Hope you guys found as much value out of this today as I did. And we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, kids, tomorrow we have a really special episode coming in hot. We're going to be going live an hour later. Instead of doing our normal start time of 8:45 Mountain Standard Time, we're going to be going live at 9:45. We've got Liz Christian coming on, and her thing is going to be really powerful because she is going to do a live demonstration showing the fact that what we always talk about, that Kong doesn't cost, she pays. And Liz is going to be doing a demonstration showing exactly how Kong pays in a very unique way that I think is going to be very powerful. So you guys are going to want to join in on this show, either from the live side or from the Zoom room, and listen in and make sure to share this episode far and wide, because this is going to be one of those real eye openers that really shows people the amount of money that they can save and the amount of money that, you know, because the old saying, a penny saved is a penny earned. And so if you're saving that money, you're earning that money. And so it's, I think tomorrow's episode is going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And so we'll see you guys tomorrow. Make it a great day. And love you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye for now. And that live video there. And I'm going to go ahead and stop recording here.